1,000,000 years will pass before any politician will cancel matua change items.
That sounds like carrots and beans.
Oh, it's more than the carrots and beans, broccoli and Brussels sprouts.
What can you buy for
Hopkins is offering.
$4.15?
A couple of protein bars.
Me awhi mai, taku moko puna kori kori e.
I mean, when we speak to co-governance, the Act Party's always supported treaty settlements and the arrangements that have been made there. We'd never go back on a treaty settlement and say, no, that's not going to work. And that's because the way I see it is the parties have come together in good faith and they've negotiated.
When ACT says that they will support more services, when their own leader shared out the Māori codes to receive COVID support from Waipareta, from John's organisation, because he does not believe in prioritising Māori and inequities, then none of us should be able to stand here and spout things that our party does not support.
That's right.
I'm sorry, that has to be called out.
Look, co-governance can work. And it's worked in terms of natural resources, and it can work in a broader and wider sense. If a school wants to partner up with Māori, what's the problem? If a health authority wants to partner up with Māori, what's the problem? Co-governance can work. It hasn't been working because of the disgraceful strategy.
I'm going
Not run by Karen, but run by her ACT Party and Uncle Winston over there, Shane's boss.
We'll come to you soon, Shane.
Who've run a strategy
I want to bring John Tummy here in here.
with regards to the co-governance.
I want to bring in John Tummy here.
Well, here's a novel idea, and this is why Te Pāti Māori has to get to Texas election. Firstly, we own Wai Māori. It's our own. It is our asset. And how the hell do the Pākehās get in the room for co-governance? Now, all I'm trying to say to you is, under two pieces of common law, the ownership to water is yet to be determined. But here's the beauty about those two pieces of law. Not one of these parties, either to the left of me or right of me, can tell you how they got in the room with us.
And no amount of co-governance bureaucracy out of Mangere or Henderson is going to change the delivery of needs.
You guys
So can people simply not take the National Party's words?
No, when there's a community groundswell, like with the Waikato River, there was a Waikato River Authority established with co-governance arrangements through a treaty settlement process. Community, council, Crown, iwi and Māori, that's come together and that's worked. Taranaki Maunga ditto.
I am a proud member of Te Aupōuri, but I've had a gutsful of the iwi leaders group purporting to be the exclusive representative of all Māori. I've never agreed with it. I understand co-governance, and it saddens me deeply the place they decided to embed co-governance with political authority was a new set of pipes to move pee and poo. Something deeply ironic about that. Our party will not back co-governance.
I put the Māori median wage through National's own tax calculator. It saves an individual without children, it saves them $4.15 a week.
Probably
that
more.
sounds like carrots and beans.
Oh, it's more than the carrots and beans, broccoli and Brussels sprouts.
What can you buy for
Hopkins is offering.
$4.15?
What can I buy for $4.15? A couple of protein bars. A lot of rice.
And that's going to feed the whānau, is it?
No, it's not going to feed the whānau. But when you have a situation where overburdened government-led, over-regulated economic failure, that leads to the situation you're in. And that's what we've seen with Max Kāwanatanga by the Labor government.
Of course, GST just off fruit and veg is not enough. But we're also talking about a rise in terms of the minimum wage. We're talking about free dental care. We're talking about lunches in schools. We've put 100 million lunches in schools. That saves whānau $33 a week. We're talking about family tax credits.
Just in terms of your free dental policy,
yes.
though, you and I know that the need for Māori is over 30 years old.
Oh, look, there's a huge need for Māori under 30 also, but we'll get to that place. You've got to start somewhere.
There is no need for any whānau, especially whānau Māori, to be struggling to pay the bills, the rent and get kai on the table. The Greens know that we have got enough to make sure that every whānau, not just the wealthy ones in Tama's policy, to benefit from a wealth cut that will support a tax-free threshold, but also extra income.
Just in terms of the wealth tax policy, though, Marama, underpins a lot of what the Greens are promising. So rate it from 1 to 10. How confident are you that you'll get that across the line with Chris Hipkins?
If people want
1 to 10, 1 out of 10. Give us a number.
10, because if people want it, they can vote for it.
Well, here's the difference. If our people are out there working and are paying 33 cents in the dollar for the only thing they've got to sell, their labour, a person that sells multi-million-dollar assets should pay the same dollar value. They've got to have a fair system here. And so the question is, be fair, be honest and be straight with one another.
Ka pai. Our over 65s are having to work because the pension, the super, doesn't cover the bills. And yet the ACT Party wants to lift the age of super. Why?
Yeah, I mean, somebody has to stand up and be the responsible one and actually realise that it's better to start the process now than have a short, sharp rise in a few years' time when we can't afford to continue to pay that. So our policy actually won't kick in full for another 8 years.
The last thing we want to do is throw our kids in jail. But we knew that there was a policy that was needed in terms of getting them into the system. It's not about throwing them in jail. See, at the moment, before that came in, 12 and 13-year-olds could just walk off. We want to get them into the system, talk to them, try and get them right. I know that my whanau over there, Marama and them, were very disappointed in that. I accept in us, I know that. But we accept that, but we had to make a call.
No, the thing is that they got spooked by the polls and spooked by the incessant demonisation of our people by politics of the right. And here's the problem. I'll give you just a couple of quick numbers. There's 4,000 young Māori aged between 14 and 20 out in West Auckland, not on education, training or employment. There's 18,000 in South Auckland tonight as we speak. We know it, but the state and all of the money that it's got and all the resources that it got doesn't want to do anything to try and intervene. These kids got nowhere else to go.
I've seen what works, Mikey. When our people, and I want to acknowledge Mahera Maihi in South Auckland, who knows and is working with those very young people who are getting all the media spotlight, she knows how to give them something to hope for,
Shane,
something to lose to bring down reoffending.
Shane, is Marama right, or is there a need for
Mahera's
personal
right.
responsibility?
I'm about bringing back the ethos into our whānau where you are responsible for the consequences of your actions.
Mahera's
I
doing
do
that.
not deploy or weaponise the treaty to escape from the consequences of your actions. Don't preach rights unless you're going to own responsibilities.
National wants to send them to military academies. Why not whare wānanga? Why not kaupapa Māori solutions?
Well, I'd expect the military academies and that concept to actually engage with iwi, to engage with hapori and community organisations like those that have been articulated by JT. You know, those are the sorts of organisations we need to get them engaged to help these young people. What we can't do is leave them in the very difficult situation they are now, not realising their potential. We need to give them a chance. And if that's engineering school at Military Academy or music academy at Military Academy, ka pai.
Your favourite waiata to leave us on a good note. Willie Jackson, what is your go-to waiata?
Barry White.
Barry.
Can't get enough of your love.
Hey!
A coat of many colours.
A coat of many colours. Tēnā koe, John.
Hey, we Ngāti.
I thought you were going to start singing
No,
Because You're Magic.
No, that's Maori.
Shane,
Waiata mai, this is your TikTok.
your go-to
No,
waiata.
no. Amy Whitehouse got to go to rehab.
A little too revealing, perhaps. Marama.
Kaua e patu taku moko puna, me awhi mai taku moko puna kori kori e.
Tama.
Chumbawamba, I get knocked down, I get up again.